I'm Joey Bray, and straight ahead on Mountaineer Playbook, I'll tell you about a head coach who just signed a deal with WVU Men's Hoops.
Coming up on Mountaineer Playbook, I'm Luke Blaine, and I'll show you how running along Morgantown's country roads turned one track star into a champion.
I'm Brian McQuillan, and I'll tell you how the rise in tariffs could pass an all-time high in the sports industry. Mountaineer Playbook starts now.
A former Mountaineer now has a home in the WNBA. I'm Georgia Hensley.
And I'm Tanner Mounts. Fairmont, West Virginia is making way for new recreational opportunities.
These stories and more coming up on Mountaineer Playbook, a sports magazine show produced by sports and adventure media students right here at West Virginia University.
Georgia, youth sports remain one of the most popular extracurricular activities for kids ages 6 to 17, but they can come with a hefty price tag.
In 2024, Tanner, families in the U.S. spent nearly $1,500 to support a single child's sports experiences.
That's a 24% increase in just 5 years, nearly double the rate of inflation over the same period.
But now, President Donald Trump's proposed international tariffs could raise the price on sporting equipment and apparel even more. Senior
correspondent Brian McQuillan joins us live in the studio to tell us more. Brian?
Thanks, Tanner. Georgia, President Trump spent his 2024 campaign talking about the tariffs he would implement on foreign goods. And this month, they took effect for some countries. Most saw a 10% tax on the products they ship to the U.S., but China, which manufactures an estimated 40% of the world's sporting goods, saw more than a 100% tariff. Economists say those costs will be passed down to consumers, making playing sports even more expensive.
More than 60 million children play youth sports across the country, and the cost quickly adds up for their parents. Dollar for dollar, Corey Kortsis says ice hockey is the most expensive.
It's definitely our favorite. Not only are you paying a lot of money for the equipment, you're paying a lot of money to play in these leagues and on these teams because it's so expensive to play, practice.
President Donald Trump's increased tariffs on foreign goods could actually impact the price parents pay for their kids to participate in these sports. Companies like Adidas and Nike are largely manufactured in Vietnam and China, which Trump proposed 36% and 125% tariffs on respectively.
Not only could the rise in tariffs affect families, it could also impact the sales of American-made sports equipment, such as golf clubs and baseball mitts that are exported to Europe and Asia.
Higher prices can lead to a decrease in consumer spending, impacting local businesses.
If people just don't have increased income to go along with increased costs, then yeah, that could be a definite strain.
Stores are expected to experience delays in deliveries and are being advised to order merchandise well in advance. In some cases, they'll have to order smaller quantities to stock their shelves because of the increased prices. For the Kortsis family, they already spend more than $2,500 every year for Nico to play hockey, and he says he can't imagine his life without it.
That means everything. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to play this sport.
So Nico's father says he may just have to spend even more.
President Trump has implemented a 90-day pause on some of the highest targeted tariffs for countries like Japan and Korea. But local sporting goods stores say the extension has created more uncertainty in their businesses.
Thanks, Brian. During the WNBA draft, one Mountaineer heard her name called in the 3rd round.
WVU's J.J. Quinerly was selected with the 27th overall pick by the Dallas Wings.
She is the 11th player in program history to be drafted by a WNBA team and the first since 2021. Quinerly became the first player in WVU women's hoops history to record more than 2,000 points and more than 300 rebounds, steals, and assists. She ended her 4-year career at West Virginia as a 2-time Big 12 Conference Defensive Player of the Year. The Dallas Wings open up preseason action on May 2nd.
While the women's team says goodbye to their star player, the men's basketball program welcomes a new head coach.
WVU Athletics Director Ren Baker announced earlier this month Ross Hodge is the new man in charge of the Mountaineers.
Joey Bray joins us live in the studio for his segment, Coach's Corner, to tell us about Hodge's journey to Morgantown. Joey?
Thanks, Georgia. Tanner? Ross Hodge, who agreed to a 5-year deal with WVU, is considered one of the nation's top defensive masterminds. The only program that allowed fewer points per game than Hodge's North Texas squads over the last 5 seasons combined was his new Big 12 foe, Houston. But the stats aren't the only thing that has fans excited for the Hodge era.
And we're so glad that you're here, Coach. Please help me welcome Ross Hodge.
When Ross Hodge was introduced as the next WVU men's basketball head coach, the recent NCAA tournament snub was still fresh on fans' minds. However, he assured Mountaineer Nation that the culture of the state made this a place he wants to build a future.
Obviously, I'm a basketball coach. That's what I'm paid to do, to win games, to win championships. We understand that, but people are important to us, and it's not something that we take lightly, put it like that.
Hodge, the 24th head coach in program history, comes to WVU after 8 seasons at North Texas. He led them to an NIT semifinal appearance this past season. When Ross Hodge took charge of the WVU basketball program, he was the 4th person to be in charge of the program in just 656 days. But now, he takes his career 80% winning percentage to Morgantown. North Texas media members say Hodge's personality on and off the court will be what captures fans' attention first.
He always made sure at the end of the games to come over and celebrate with the Maniacs and really hype everybody up. He was very, very lighthearted. You could tell he took care of attention to detail, and he was very, very enthusiastic.
When Hodge was introduced, it had been just over 2 weeks since former head coach Darren DeVries left the program for Indiana. Hodge will look to build off his 192-48 career record as a head coach and bring that same success to WVU. Despite being the last Power 4 team with a vacancy to name a head coach, the rebuild is already in progress. In less than a month in his new position, Hodge has already signed 7 players and announced 2 of his former UNT assistant coaches will join him in Morgantown.
Thanks, Joey. Coach Hodge isn't the only new face for WVU fans to get used to, Georgia. On the April 4th passing of the rifle ceremony, the university officially welcomed its new mascot.
Braden Adkins, the 70th Mountaineer mascot, officially handed off the mascot duties to Cade Kincaid. Kincaid was named the 71st Mountaineer back in March and began his tenure at the WVU Spring Showcase. The Fayetteville native was one of 4 finalists for the position in 2024, but ultimately lost out to Adkins. That setback only made Kincaid more determined.
Just that competitive edge of not liking to lose, and I realized the reasons that I lost were because I had a message and I had a reason that I wanted to be the Mountaineer, but I wasn't portraying it in the right way. So figuring that out helped me get to where I am now.
Over the next year, Kincaid will do much more than attend WVU home games. The Mountaineer mascot will travel all across the state for an estimated 250 additional events, all while being a full-time student.
Kaylee McCabe is considered one of the most decorated female athletes in WVU history, Georgia.
That's right. The distance runner has plenty of trophies to back up that claim, Tanner, including a national championship.
McCabe's collegiate career has also seen a combined 8 Big 12 titles.
Our track and field reporter Luke Blaine tells us how the Morgantown terrain has contributed to her success.
After a legendary career for WVU cross country and track and field, graduate student Kaylee McCabe is approaching the finish line on her time in the gold and blue. With 10 total All-American nominations, multiple program records, and a national championship in the 3,000-meter race, McCabe has left her mark on both programs.
You get rewarded sometimes with certain accolades, but it's really just been a really cool process over the last 6 years, and yeah, just really grateful that I've been able to do it here.
Her success in distance running doesn't just come from the track. When McCabe competes this outdoor season, she'll be on tracks just like this one. However, in her spare time, you can find her just about anywhere on WVU's campus, as she runs about 90 miles per week all across Morgantown. The windy hills and valleys add an extra challenge to McCabe's reps, giving her a competitive edge.
I think it's sort of an underrated running town. I think naturally get the hills, so on any of your training days, easy days, just on your regular runs, you're running hills. You can't really avoid them unless you're down at the trail. So yeah, I think it's been a bit of a blessing in disguise sometimes.
71-72, good.
While McCabe is an elite performer on the track, head coach Sean Cleary says she excels as a teammate as well, making her cleats extra difficult to fill in the coming seasons.
It is a quality second to none. Her love and caring for those around her. So on an athletic front, it's going to be very difficult to not have her in the blue and gold. And in terms of leadership and just how she conducts herself will be even more difficult.
McCabe's success shows how country roads will bring you home, but they also just may help you become a champion. For Mountaineer Playbook, I'm Luke Blaine.
Georgia, runners all over West Virginia can have that same experience on one of the state's 66 rail trails.
In Tanner, outdoor recreation generates approximately $660 million in state and local tax revenue each year.
And the city of Fairmont is hoping they can bring in a portion of that through a new investment. After sitting vacant for more than 30 years, the Fairmont Box Factory is being demolished and will be replaced with a community recreation area. The new space will allow for an extension of the West Fork Trail, connecting it to the Beltline Trail, a crucial step in completing a 238-mile rail trail from Parkersburg, West Virginia to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The city and state partners, and I think our whole delegation, have been working to try to see if we could create something out of this old abandoned factory, which was something that employed a bunch of people a long time ago. But by knocking it down, by building parks, I think there are a number of different facilities that they're looking at doing, that this is going to be a really boom to this community and the city of Fairmont in general.
Experts say the Trail Connection project could bring in around 800,000 visitors to West Virginia. Its expected completion date is summer of 2026.
Coming up on Mountaineer Playbook, we'll introduce you to one West Virginia native who is making the most of his opportunity with WVU baseball.
This story and more after the break.
Athletes aren't the only ones eating reps inside of this facility. I'm Trent Lewis, and coming up on Mountaineer Playbook, I'll tell you about the partnership that's opening the door for students to train right alongside them.
After the break on Mountaineer Playbook, I'm Tyler Carlbon, and I'll introduce you to the engineers that are getting this car ready for national competition.
Mountaineer Playbook brings you the action and adventure of West Virginia sports like no one else.
They're already sending.
From epic climbs to thrilling touchdowns, we capture it all, right from the heart of West Virginia University.
Yeah, this is you, Rachel.
An Emmy-nominated show produced by students in the Reed School of Journalism and Communications, covering what moves you. Catch us on YouTube, on the web, and on the Reed School of Media's website.
6. Jonathan, Rachel, back to you.
Stay inspired. Stay adventurous. Watch Mountaineer Playbook.
Ready, Cameron, 2, 10 seconds. Here. Ready, Nick.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Playbook. Tanner, Formula One, the highest class of open-wheel racing, has seen a surge in viewership since 2018.
And Georgia, ESPN reports that around 600,000 viewers tuned in that year. By 2024, that number had doubled.
This boom in popularity is sparking new interest among younger fans,
including some at the engineering campus here at West Virginia University.
Our campus reporter Tyler Carlbon joins us from the Evansdale campus to introduce us to students who are jump-starting their career. Tyler?
Thanks, Georgia. Tanner. Since 2012, WVU has been home to a dedicated Formula SAE team, a group of students in the Society of Automotive Engineers who design, build, and compete with a custom-built race car each year. It's all part of a national competition that pits more than 120 universities against one another. The team spent the past few months working together in this very garage, turning their passion for motorsports into real-world experience. In a small garage on WVU's Evansdale campus, students are doing more than turning wrenches. They're turning ideas into innovation. This is Formula SAE, a club where students handle everything, from ordering parts to designing components and even welding the frame by hand. The goal? To build a competition-ready, open-wheel race car entirely from scratch.
Formula SAE is an engineering design competition, number one. It's about getting students to do an open-ended engineering design on some kind of complex object, so a race car in this case. And it's meant to test the students' knowledge as well as the product they design and how well it functions.
And that performance will be put to the test, not just in the garage, but on the track. Due to technical errors in the inspection phase, the team hasn't raced on the track in over 1,400 days. But this year, they're looking to finally shift into second gear when the green flag waves. When the build is done, the team will travel to Brooklyn, Michigan in mid-May, competing at Michigan International Speedway against dozens of other universities from around the country. The competition features both static and dynamic events, judging teams on design strategy, presentation, and performance.
The dynamic events, that's the fun stuff everyone likes to talk about. So that's your 4 different racing events. So that includes a 75-meter acceleration event, a skid pad or figure 8, an autocross event, and a 22-kilometer endurance event. Also included with that endurance event is a fuel efficiency event as well.
The team is proving that you don't have to wait to get your degree to start your career in engineering. All you need is just a toolkit, a mission, and a lot of teamwork. The SAE team expects this car to be ready for a test drive starting at the end of the week. Their hard work will be recognized a little closer to home this summer as the car assembled in this garage will be on display in July at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. Georgia, Tanner, back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
Thanks, Tyler. On the other side of the Evansdale campus, the students in the School of Sports Sciences are also gaining real-world experience in a brand new facility.
That's right, Tanner. While it was created for the team, the WVU Baseball Biomechanics and Performance Center doesn't just benefit the athletes who train inside.
Our sports culture and economics reporter Trent Lewis joins us live in the studio with a closer look at what this new facility means for students. Trent?
Thanks, Tanner. Georgia. The facility has officially been up and running since March and is bringing together education and athletics like never before, giving students a unique hands-on opportunity to explore the science behind the sport. Inside the new WVU Baseball Biomechanics and Performance Center, training is now high-tech. The facility features 8 high-speed cameras and 3D motion capture, all designed to analyze movement, prevent injuries, and enhance performance. But this state-of-the-art facility isn't just for the baseball team. Through a new partnership, it's about to become an innovation lab for students in WVU's School of Sports Sciences.
The baseball coach was sort of looking at this brand new multi-million-dollar facility and thinking, okay, it's not going to be worth anything unless we get some people in here that can help us to run it and really make something of it.
With the center now fully equipped, the next step is integrating students into the process, giving them a unique opportunity to see sports science in use.
Right here inside the Performance Center, students will be able to work alongside athletes and staff, applying classroom theory to real-world performance.
Students will gain hands-on experience with the latest sports science technologies, giving them direct access to internships, research projects, and opportunities to work with Division I athletes.
So as a student, I'm a senior in the Sports Science College, so being able to, both my worlds colliding, it was really interesting, and I knew that it would also attract students that want to work in sports, want to work in baseball, and help them develop as well as the players.
This Performance Center is an innovative bridge between athletics and academics. With this partnership, WVU is not just shaping athletes, but also the future leaders of the sports science field. According to head coach Steve Sabins, WVU will be the first university in the country to have a full-time biomechanist dedicated to baseball. His team used the facility pregame for the first time on March 22nd during a rain delay. He credited the technology inside for keeping his team game ready.
Thanks, Trent. The new facility is expected to elevate WVU's hitting as it features 2 full-size batting lanes.
And it looks like it's doing its job, Georgia, as the baseball team currently holds the 2nd best team batting average in the Big 12.
Leading the way, Tanner, is senior outfielder Jace Reinhardt, a Mannington native who is a key part of the team's success at the plate this season.
Our baseball reporter Connor Roberts has the story of Reinhardt's journey to Morgantown.
Senior outfielder Jace Reinhardt has emerged as one of WVU baseball's top hitters this spring. Even though he didn't officially become a Mountaineer until the summer of 2024, The West Virginia native has always been one at heart.
Yeah, I've gone to every game, football, basketball, baseball. I've been to a lot. I've been around it for a long time.
Reinhardt's mom was a WVU cheerleader while his uncle wrestled for the Mountaineers, so the opportunity to wear the old gold and blue is a true honor. However, WVU didn't come calling right away.
He began his career right here at North Marion High School before he packed his things and hit the road, beginning his collegiate career at the University of South Carolina upstate. Now, he's taking those country roads back home to WVU.
After Reinhardt entered the transfer portal, the first team that came calling was WVU, a call that everyone in his life was hoping he would eventually get.
The opportunity came to go to West Virginia, and he took it, and I was so happy for him, to come back here.
It was the work ethic that was forged in Mannington, West Virginia at North Marion High School that's helped Reinhardt make it back home for his final year of eligibility.
Jace he's every coach's dream. He was very special in the fact that he was a hard worker. I mean, he did things, he went above and beyond.
That hard work continues to pay off as Reinhardt currently leads the team in home runs and RBI. For Mountaineer Playbook, I'm Connor Roberts.
Coming up on Mountaineer Playbook, we'll step onto the strip with WVU fencing to see how the club is trying to grow its popularity.
This story and more coming up. Stay with us.
I'm Emily Buckner, and after the break on Mountaineer Playbook, I'll give an inside look at how organizations are growing mountain biking in West Virginia through races like these.
Mountaineer Playbook brings you the action and adventure of West Virginia sports like no one else.
They're already
From epic climbs to thrilling touchdowns, we capture it all, right from the heart of West Virginia University.
Yeah, this is to you, Rachel.
An Emmy-nominated show produced by students in the Reed School of Journalism and Communications, covering what moves you. Catch us on YouTube, on the web, and on the Reed School of Media's website.
Jonathan, Rachel, back to you.
Stay inspired. Stay adventurous. Watch Mountaineer Playbook.
Ready, camera 2, 10 seconds. Here. Ready, Nick.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Playbook. Tanner, a WVU club team, is keeping alive a sport that traces its roots all the way back to the 1400s, fencing.
More than 10,000 youth members have joined USA Fencing since the 2016-17 season, Georgia. I took a closer look at the club hoping to contribute to that growth.
The WVU club fencing team has been around for nearly 40 years, but now the club is trying to grow their name and their sport to help keep the club alive.
It's such a fun sport. Like, it may seem scary or like a bit of a nerd sport, but you get to stab people. It's really fun, and it doesn't actually hurt that much.
Fencing is only one of 4 sports that have appeared in every modern Olympic Games starting in 1896. The sport uses electronic scoring that senses when a touch has been made inside the target zone. The first fencer to reach 15 points wins the bout.
WVU Club Fencing offers free equipment for anyone interested to use. For those that want to buy their own equipment, a starter kit costs $250. Participants of the sport are required to wear a jacket, gloves, and a mask for their safety.
As a sport, fencing has been growing more and more popular in the United States. According to Forbes, fencing is currently the fastest growing Olympic sport in the U.S. Club president Sean Doty has been fencing since he was just 9 years old and is now looking to continue that growing trend at WVU.
We offer all the gear, we offer carpool, we offer, all the training, all experience levels. If it sounds vaguely interesting to you, come try it out.
WVU Club Fencing continues to look for new members at any level or skill to help strengthen the club and its family environment.
1, 2, 3, fencing.
In West Virginia, mountain biking is truly a four-season activity, Tanner.
According to the Sports and Fitness Industry Association, nearly 9 million people went off-road biking in 2022, Georgia.
That's nearly a 30% increase in riders since 2007.
Our adventure reporter Emily Beckner joins us from Studio B at the Media Innovation Center with more on the growing industry. Emily?
Thanks, Tanner. Georgia. The first mountain bike race in West Virginia took place in 1983 as part of the Canaan Mountain Series, drawing in racers from across the country. Since then, the state's biking scene has continued to grow, contributing over $2.6 million in tourist revenue through biking events in 2022 alone.
In the U.S., an estimated 50 million people bike outdoors, which is 20% of the population aged 16 and older. Across all 50 states, West Virginia ranks 18th in the nation for mountain biking.
West Virginia mountain biking is amazing. I mean, the rocks, the routes, it's just, I've ridden everywhere in the U.S., a lot of places in the U.S., and West Virginia, I'm always ready to come back. It's just, you know, true mountain biking. I mean, you can see it.
And for many riders, that rugged, authentic experience is what sets West Virginia apart.
West Virginia mountain biking is grassroots mountain biking. It is technical, single track, the way it should be done.
Out of the 5,000 trails in West Virginia, nearly half of them are dedicated to mountain biking. The Mountain State is also home to 17 different mountain bike associations across the state, working to promote mountain biking, racing, trail work, and community.
For more than 30 years, the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association has helped mountain biking grow across the state, connecting riders to some of the best trails on the East Coast.
One of the association's biggest contributions to help grow mountain biking in West Virginia is its annual cross-country race series.
I really do think it's a good way to highlight the state and show that, that mountain biking is really fun here.
Open to all ages and skill levels, the series has been West Virginia's premier test of endurance, skill, and grit on two wheels since 1988. With its rich history, the West Virginia Mountain Bike Association offers a lot to the mountain biking community in West Virginia.
West Virginia continues to invest in mountain biking, with Cacapon State Park adding 35 miles of professionally designed routes. It's the largest project of its kind in state history and is expected to be completed in 2026. Tanner, Georgia, back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
Thanks, Emily. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Mountaineer Playbook, an Emmy-nominated sports magazine show where we dive into inspiring stories of coaches, players, and passionate fans who make the sports world truly remarkable. I'm Georgia Hensley.
And I'm Tanner Mounts. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook at Mountaineer Playbook. You can also stream our shows on HD Media's websites and watch our broadcasts on Sunday evenings at 6:30 on West Virginia Public Broadcasting.
Thank you for joining us this semester here on Mountaineer Playbook.